everyone, welcome to English Wise. This is Mehak, and today I'm going to discuss the speaking section in detail. If you are the one who is struggling in your speaking section or need to improve your speaking section, need to know more things about speaking section, then you are at the right place. Make sure you watch the video till the end so you get all the things in detail and you understand all the things step by step. So before we start, make sure you like and subscribe our channel so you get all the weekly updates and get connected with us all the times. So let's begin with the speaking section. Before I want to introduce the PTE, we are going to start with the very first step. I will be introducing the PTE section to you and then we're going to discuss the speaking part. So let's have a discussion about PTE. PTE is Pearson Test of English, which is of 90 marks equivalent to 9 bands. It has got 4 sections in it, you can see. The first is speaking, the second is writing, third is reading, and fourth is listening. It is approximately a 2-hour test, computer based, in which you have to practice your speaking, writing, reading, and listening. You will be marked accordingly. If we go to the next thing, speaking. So let's begin with the speaking portion. Before we switch to the section, the very important thing in your speaking section is your mic. Your microphone plays a very important role. So you have to make sure that your mic position is completely fine. So now I'm going to tell you what should be your mic position and how your headset should be placed. First thing, your headset should be completely fitted and it not be loose or something like that. It should not be loose or moving ahead or forward. So make sure that it's completely fitted and your mic position should be like, you can see the chin and the lower lip in between that, and there should be 2 fingers gap. It should be parallel. Again, I'm telling you, between your lower lip and your chin jawline, 2 fingers gap. So this is your correct mic position. If your mic is here, you can see my sound has become little bit bad. So if your if your mic is near your lips, you will have a cracky sound in there. And if you got a mic just under your nose, there will be a breathing sound. So these are not the correct position. Your near your lips or under your nose, the best position is in between your lower lip and your chin. There should be 2 fingers gap and you'll see a perfect sound coming. Make sure when you test your sound in the recording and when you're doing your test, your sound, when you are hearing the recording back, you should know that it's completely smooth and there is no cracky sounds or any other unnecessary sound in there. If the voice is fine, then go ahead with your test. If you think the voice is unbalanced or the pitch is not fine, then make sure you complain then and there, because we can't take a chance with this mic position. It is very important if you want to get score in your speaking portion. We have discussed what to do and now we are going to discuss how to do it. Make sure you watch it carefully. It is definitely going to help you if you want your score in your reading portion. So you have to make sure that in the 40 seconds, there is a time limit. In that 40 seconds, particular 40 seconds of your preparation, you are doing mouth reading. What I am doing right now is the same mouth reading. You have to make sure that you speak it loudly at the time of preparation. I have seen students, what they do, just put their finger, read it mine and keep moving. No, do not read it in mind. If you will be doing mouth reading, then it will definitely help you to know like which words are unfamiliar or which words you are facing difficulty with. So make sure you go for mouth reading, and just after a beep there will be a beep and then you have to start speaking. Make sure that there is a bar, and when the bar starts you have to speak then and there only. If you have a longer pause than 3 seconds, then there won't be any recording and the recording will turn off. Make sure the first 40 seconds preparation, mouth reading, then there is a beep sound, and then you have to get 40 seconds where you speak, and here you will be marked. No marks for your preparation, marks for your speaking only. Once you start your preparation, once you start your speaking after the beep, you will be marked accordingly in there. Let's understand the marking criteria. Important thing again, how the read aloud is marked. There are 3 categories for that: your content, pronunciation, and fluency. All of these are of 5 points respectively. So this is the criteria on which you will be marked. So now we are discussing in detail. You might have heard the word content, pronunciation, but I know some of the students might not know the exact meaning of these 3 things and what you are supposed to do in that. I'll be discussing that in detail now. Let's look at the content. What does the word content means? Each and every word in the paragraph given is your content. That's right. And make sure that you read each and every word accurately. If you will be reading the word accurately, you will definitely be getting marks in your content. And content does not play an important role in your speaking section. Yes, you got me right. That content does not play any important role in your speaking section. It's just the pronunciation and the fluency. They are the main hero of the picture. So let's focus on more pronunciation and fluency. In content, you just need to know that you read each and every word. If you find any of the word difficult, just make sure you skip it, and we will be discussing the tips and tricks as well. My first thing was what is content. So each and every word of your paragraph in the read aloud is your content. Let's look at pronunciation. Pronunciation plays a very important role in your speaking portion. Pronunciation is basically the way you speak or read a word. Catch the word read. So read is connected to pronunciation. That means pronunciation give points to your reading section. The way you are accurate with your words, the way you speak your word is your pronunciation. Whenever you are doing read aloud, and if you want to get your score in your reading portion, make sure that you read each and every word clearly. You are not rushing at all, you are not speaking it too fast to increase your fluency. If you want to get pronunciation, make sure you speak at a very smooth pace, and make sure you speak each and every word. Do not miss s, es, ed at the end of the words. If you do so, your pronunciation will be affected, and side by side your reading is going to affect. So make sure, if you want to get score in your pronunciation, you have to make sure that your each and every word is clearly spoken and well spoken. Let's discuss fluency. Let's discuss fluency. First thing, fluency does not mean that you have to rush or you have to speak very fast. There is no connection between fluency and speaking fast. If you will be speaking fast, there will be no word clarity. That means bad pronunciation and no marks in your reading. And if you'll be speaking so fast, then there will be no good fluency. You won't be getting marks in fluency as well. No points to that. So to get score in your fluency, you have to make sure that you are calm and composed. You speak at a very smooth pace if you want to get score in your fluency. Again, I am saying no rushing at all. Calm and composed way. You have to make sure you take natural pauses, you go with the flow, but not very fast. Let's understand the tips and tricks. Let's discuss the tips and tricks for your read aloud that you have been waiting for. We're going to discuss all the tips and tricks in detail. So make sure that you note it down and you understand it very properly if you want to get score in your reading plus speaking. First thing, if you find any of the word difficult, make sure you skip it. When you are doing your preparation time, I told you to do your mouth reading. You will be doing mouth reading, you will definitely come over the unbalanced word. So better to skip them than mispronouncing it. If you will be mispronouncing that, you won't be getting any points in your speaking section. Why? Because your speaking, your pronunciation is connected to your reading. Mispronunciation, no scores to reading, no scores to speaking, because it will create fluency error as well. Second thing, you should not speak neither too fast nor too slow. Let's say I'm speaking. If you find any word difficult, skip it, and then it's so slow. No points, because no flow, no good word clarity. If I am like, if you find any word difficult, skip it. Skipping it, again there is no score. Why? I'm so fast rushing, words error. You have to make sure that you speak at a very constant pace so that you have a very good word clarity. If you have good word clarity and a good quality of fluency, you are definitely going to get points in your speaking and reading. There should be no unnecessary pauses or hesitations. I have seen students that they are adding extra words like da, a, these kind of things. They do add extra s and es to the words, have in between. They just stuck over a word. So make sure there are no these kinds of pauses. The software comes to know then and there that if you are taking pauses, that means the person has no good fluency and your score went down. Then speak at a smooth pace. Again, that you should be at a monotone. You are not speaking neither too high nor too low, normal tone. Take zero point 0.5 or 1 second pause on all the commas, full stop and connectors so that it looks natural, because when we are speaking we usually have little bit pauses on the connectors like full stop, commas and but. However, moreover, make sure you have a little pause. If you got pause longer than 3 seconds, your recording will turn off. Do not put stress over the words. I have seen this as well in students. What they do is connectors put stress. They usually stress over the words. That won't help. It is going to definitely affect your fluency plus pronunciation. Do not recorrect yourself. Big thing and big tip for you, that do not recorrect. I have also seen students doing this thing. They speak the word wrong, they come back and they reread it. That's the way how software comes to know that the person has no knowledge of the words and unable to pronounce or have no good fluency. If you have spoken the words incorrect, just keep on speaking. If you come back and recorrect it, you will lose points. Let's speak confidently, clearly, and fluently. This is also the important thing. Make sure that you're speaking clearly, confidently, and fluently. Just keep on speaking, take natural pauses, and this is the way how you're going to get score in your pronunciation and your fluency. Thing, do not speak too fast, please, in your read alouds. There won't be no points. Speak at a normal pace and natural. Let's learn about repeat sentences. Students find it difficult, but it is not that difficult. Repeat sentences is one of the most important sections in your PTE part. If you see, there are 8 to 10 questions in your exam and total marks 51, the highest marks in your PTE test. It gives speaking 32 points and to listening it gives 19 points. Why to listening and why to speaking? The answer is, in this section you will be listening a sentence and you have to just repeat the sentence as it is. So first you listen and then you repeat, you get points of speaking and listening. How you get to the listening is, the more content you speak, more marks in your listening portion. So the speaker is going to speak a sentence and you have to listen it and repeat it. The length of the sentence can be short, long, medium, anything, but you have to be prepared. Most of the content you have to catch and you have to speak it very fluently. Now is how to do the repeat sentences. The very first thing, when you start listening the content, when the speaker starts speaking, be attentive and focused. Try to understand the meaning of the content what the speaker speaks. If you get the meaning of that content, then it will be easier for you when you repeat it. Don't worry about catching the complete content. Whatsoever of the content you understand, that's more than enough and you have to just speak it fluently. Content plays important role because it gives points to your listening portion. On what basis the repeat sentences are marked? There are three bases. The first thing is your content, second pronunciation and fluency. Content is of 3 marks, pronunciation 5 marks and fluency is also of 5 marks. Content is very important, as I told you that it gives points to your listening portion. The content is the words spoken by the speaker. It is connected to the listening. If you are able to repeat 80 to 100% of the content, you will be getting 3 on 3. If you are able to catch 50 to 70% of the part, then you are able to get 2 on 3, which is more than enough for us. Don't try to catch 100% whatsoever of the content you are able to catch and understand. Just speak that in a good flow. If you speak 25 to 40% of the content, you get 1 on 3. So don't worry and don't be stressed on catching the whole sentence. Just focus whatsoever of the content you understand and you can catch, just speak it in a very good flow. The next thing is pronunciation. Pronunciation means speaking the words clearly. You have to be very clear while speaking the words. Speak the words accurately, no mispronouncing. How, like if you are speaking very fast, let's say, speak the words clearly. It was way fast. My words are not understandable. I won't be getting any points. And let's say if I'm speaking, speak the words clearly. Again, lots of fluctuations, no points. Speak the words accurately. If you feel that there is a word in repeat sentences which is difficult to pronounce, make sure you don't speak that word. Catch simple words and speak it in a flow. Fluency plays important role in your complete speaking section. Just speak at a smooth pace in a monotone. You're not go up down while speaking. Just make sure you are speaking in an even tone, in a constant tone, so that you look fluently. Fluency plays important role in your complete speaking section. If you speak the words at a very smooth pace, not slow, not fast, you have to make sure that you are speaking at a constant tone, at a smooth pace. It shouldn't be like speak the words at a smooth pace, speak the words at a smooth pace. No, speak the words at a smooth pace. It should be like this, very clear, appropriate, then only you are able to get the points. Don't think that fluency is speed. Fluency and speed are two different things. Fluency, you have to speak at a very and calm and composed way. Just speak at a constant tone, and you're all good with your fluency in your speaking section. So here is the most important thing, that is tips and tricks for your repeat sentences. The very first thing for your repeat sentences, what you can do is always try to understand the content. Once you are able to understand the content, you will be getting good points. Second, know your capacity of word catching. What do I mean by this is, let's take an example. I have practiced 10 repeat sentences today, and what I figured out is that I am only able to catch first four words of that those repeat sentences I did. Now I know my capacity is the first four words. Now whenever I do repeat sentences, I'll only focus on the first four words. I'll grab it and speak it fluently. Don't bother about what the other content says. Or what you can do, whatsoever of the content you are able to catch, just speak it fluently. No need to hesitate, take pauses or breathers. Just speak it fluently at a constant tone. No rushing at all. Repeating 50 to 70% of the content is more than enough in your repeat sentences. Do not bother that I have to catch 100% of the content. No, 50 to 70% of the content is more than enough. Do not speak too fast. If you will speak too fast, your pronunciation will be bad, your fluency will be bad, and you won't be getting any points neither in listening nor in speaking. So speak at a constant pace so that your words are understandable. Whatsoever of the content you catch, just speak it in a very good flow. The same thing I described before, whatsoever of the content you are able to catch, just speak it in a very good flow. No unnecessary pauses, hesitations, or breaks should be there. Whatsoever of the content you are having, just speak it. To maintain a good flow, add fillers. Let's say you only got one word, and the sentence is, make sure you bring everything you need with you. And I got make sure you bring. How I am going to do is, make sure you bring my name is Mehak. Just add filler and be fluent. That's it. And that is how you are going to get a very good score in your repeat sentences. Always make sure that you are fluent, not rushing, no pauses. Whatsoever of the words you have, just speak it fluently and confidently. This was about repeat sentences. Let's learn about the third part of your speaking section, which is describe image. Describe image is the only section which give points to your speaking part, neither to listening nor to reading. There will be 1 to 2 questions in your test, total marks 22. What you have to basically do is, there will be a picture highlighted on the screen and you have to explain that image in the given time. It sounds hard, but it's not that hard. I'll make that easy for you. You just need to use a very good template and you have to describe that image. Now, how you have to do it? The first thing, you have to describe the image in the given time limit. What is the time limit here is, you will be getting 25 seconds to prepare so that you can analyze the picture, what is the main topic, what it shows, what is the trend in the image, and you'll get, after that 25 seconds there will be a beep sound, and then you'll get actual 40 seconds where you have to speak and explain that image. The marking criteria for describe image is for content, fluency, and the pronunciation. Content is a 5 marks. Make sure that you go with all the highlight things, the topic, maximum, minimum. A picture, it can be anything, a bar graph, line chart, pie chart, any scenery image, or anything. Make sure for covering the marks in the content portion, you just go with all the highlight points. For fluency, 5 points. You have to make sure you are speaking at a constant pace, no rushing at all. For pronunciation, 5 points, you have to make sure that you are speaking the word clearly. It's not necessary to speak it 40 seconds, you can speak it till 25 seconds to 30 seconds as well. Just make sure you are fluent and clear with your words, and you'll be getting a very good score in your describe image. So here are some tips and tricks that can help you to get a very good score in your describe images. The very first thing, make sure that you are not taking any kind of pauses in between. There should be no unnecessary sounds, no unnecessary hesitations or breaks. You have to make sure that you speak at a very constant tone. Make sure that you are not too loud while speaking. That can make your sound cracky. If you find any of the word difficult in describe image or in the image, do not speak that word. Better to skip it. Third, not necessary to speak each and every word given in the image. You can just speak the highlight points. That's more than enough. Speak confidently, clearly, and fluently, and you will be getting a very good score in your describe image. So here is the template I was talking about. This is the template you can use to describe your image. How you can basically do is, this is the template. In 40 seconds, you just have to speak. The given image represents what kind of picture it is. Either it's a bar graph, pie chart, or anything. You have to tell here the type of picture, or you can speak the topic of the image, whatsoever headline is given on that image. There must have been a popular debate about the information present in the image regarding. Here you can just speak the keywords in there. Keyword 1, keyword 2, keyword 3. Moreover, some details about keyword 4, keyword 5. What do I mean by keyword is the numbers, the words written on the image you can speak here. Additionally, some facts about another words you can add can be seen from the image. It is clear that maximum value seems to be constant, which further states the importance of the dash in the image. Here also you can enter a keyword, or you can just repeat the topic word. In conclusion, given image includes complicated data and the analysis with all the sufficient data. You have to just speak this template, add some keywords from the image, and you are good to go with that image. Now I'll be doing an example for you all of describe image, where I'll be telling you how to use the template and how to add the keywords in there. The very first thing, you will be seeing the bar graph here. The 25 seconds will start, and then you'll be listening a beep sound. Afterwards you have to speak. So this is an image in front of me. I'm doing an example. The given image represents a programming language usage frequency bar graph. There must have been a popular debate about the information present in the image regarding the programming language and usage frequency percentage. Moreover, some details about Python, Java, C++ is seen. Additionally, some facts about Ruby, Swift, Kotlin, and Go are given. From the image, it is clear that the maximum value seems to be constant, which further states the importance of languages in the image. In conclusion, the given image includes lots of complicated data and analysis with all the sufficient data. So this is the way how you have to add the keywords and you have to speak the template. The fourth part of your speaking section is retell lecture. Again, the very important part. Why? Because it gives points to your listening section as well. There will be 1 to 2 retell lecture in your test, and marks are 20.9, approx 21 we can say. Speaking 13.3, listening 7.6. There will be a lecture played in this section, and you have to listen that lecture, understand it, and write down some keywords, phrases from that lecture. Yes, you will be getting a notepad or a booklet, erasable booklet you will be getting in your exam. You have to write down your phrases, keywords by listening that lecture. From that lecture, if you will write good phrases, keywords, that will be really helpful to get the score in there. And after that, you have to speak that. Let's understand the marking criteria for your retell lecture. You will be marked on the basis of content, fluency, pronunciation. Again, in the whole complete section, speaking section, you will be marked on these three things. Here, content plays important role. As I told you, more content means more points towards your listening section. Fluency, you have to be fluent, speaking at a constant pace, smooth tone, no pauses, no hesitations. Pronunciation, you have to make sure that you are speaking the words very clearly without any pauses, without any hesitations or mispronouncing the words. Words should be clearly pronounced or spoken when you are doing your retell lecture. Now, here are some tips and tricks that you need to follow when you are attempting retail lecture. The very first thing, whenever you are attempting the retail lecture and you are writing the keywords, you have to make sure that you are having number of keywords that has to be meaningful. Let's take an example. If you are having a word picture, that is not meaningful at all. It should be beautiful or colorful picture. You can have phrases as well. What do I mean by keywords? It should be adjective plus noun, two words together. Phrases can be three or four words together. That has to be meaningful. Make sure you are speaking without any pauses or breaks. Be fluent and confident. Don't worry about speaking 40 seconds. Speaking 25 to 30 seconds is more than enough. So make sure you have more content. Try to understand the lecture and then repeat it. So here is the template for your retail lecture. Whenever you are doing your retail lecture, you just need to add the keywords into this template, and when the 40 seconds starts, you have to just repeat this templates along with your keywords. The first is the main topic of the lecture was your phrase or keywords here. The lecture was mainly discussing again keyword 2 or phrase 2. He also provides information about various aspects. First and foremost, he was discussing about again keywords 3, 4, or you can add down phrases here. He then talked about here again you can add on some phrases or keywords. He also highlighted the significance of the fact, which includes again the keywords and phrases. Overall, it can be concluded that the lecture has crucial information about again the topic word keyword you can add, which is strongly supported by important facts and figures. So this was about the retail lecture template, and you have to use that and speak your retail lecture. Now I am going to do an example for retail lecture along with the template, how you have to select the keywords and how you have to write them. The very first thing, you will get an erasable booklet in your exam. Always make a table along with the horizontal and vertical lines. Write your things in the box. You can see the table I made. You have to make sure that you always go with this thing. It should be the table like this when you are doing, and you have to write your keywords in the boxes presented. Let's start writing.
A poetic appreciation of nature and our relationships with it remains more or less excluded from serious debate and decision-making about nature conservation on the grounds that it is merely subjective and emotional. Nature poetry seems cursed to fall between two stools. It is either written off as a narrow escapist activity disconnected from reality, or it is put on an elitist pedestal and viewed as a source of inspiration, precious but separate from real life. A generation of British schoolchildren that has grown up with the writing of the poets Seamus Heaney and Ted Hughes knows this is rubbish. Even poetry, which reaches into the cosmos, can be grounded in the particular, the vernacular, be everyday, and be as rigorously observed as scientific investigation. Despite the hold that science has over our culture, people all over the country are reading, writing, and performing nature poetry without apologizing for their sense of wonder. Romantics, ecofeminists, spiritual ecologists, shaman, traditional naturalists, environmentalists, the whole spectrum of people who take nature as their primal source are developing a new aesthetic of the wild and inspiring people concerned with the environment. Sure, there's some slushy sentimental twaddle in there, but why use that as an excuse to discriminate against nature poetry in general? It's high time that the supremacy of science was challenged. Who better than poets to lead the onslaught?
Now you can see I have written all the keywords in the boxes, and now I am going to speak that along with the template. The main topic of the lecture was poetic appreciation. The lecture mainly discussing about relationship, serious debate, and subjective and emotional nature's poetry. He also provides information about various aspects such as inspiration, source, and British school children generation. He then talked about scientific investigation, vernacular, people all over the country. He also highlighted the significance of the fact, which includes science was challenged, ecofeminist, and romantics. Overall, it can be concluded that the lecture is having crucial information about the nature's poetry, which is a prime source, which is strongly supported by important facts and figures. More content, more marks in listening. Be at a constant pace and be fluent. So here we go. The more you are fluent, more you are constant, you will be getting a very good score in your retail lecture. The last part of your speaking section is answer short questions. Very easy things. You will be getting 5 questions in there, total marks 9, listening 6, and speaking 2. What you have to do is you will hear a question, a simple general knowledge question. It can be or any question it can be, and you have to give the answer in one word. Let's take an example. It may ask you which day comes after Monday, and you have to speak Tuesday. If you know the answer, speak it. If you don't know the answer, just speak any of the word from the question. Example, which day is after Monday? You know the answer Tuesday, give it. If no, just say Monday. Make sure you do not say thank you, I don't know. Just repeat any of the word from the question if you don't know the answer. So this was all about the speaking section we have discussed. We have discussed all the sections: read aloud, repeat sentences, describe image, retell lecture, and answer short questions in detail. I hope the speaking section is all good now. You have learned so many things today, from read aloud to answer short questions. I have explained. Now it's time to practice. Make sure you practice each question, and you can send us your practice question on this email given, and you can definitely contact us if you have any questions or queries. You can comment down. We will reply you, and we are there to help you. Thank you so much for watching the video. We'll see you in the next video with something new in detail.